Spirit warriors, stop scrolling. You are running out of time, and this message is not a coincidence. Have you ever felt like the clock is ticking, but you can't quite see what it's counting down to? Like your soul knows something is coming, but your eyes haven't caught up yet. There was once a young man named Eli, quiet, observant. People called him a misfit, a black sheep. He wasn't loud, but his silence had weight. From a young age, Eli had visions in his dreams. Floods, fire, whispers in the wind. He never told anyone, but deep down he knew he had a calling. The only problem? He thought he had time. He thought the signs were just symbolic. Until one night the same vision came, but it ended in a countdown. And when he woke up, he looked at the clock, and it was 11:11. Eli was never the same again, because that was the night he realized time wasn't waiting on him anymore. Chosen ones, if you're watching this, you are the Eli of your generation, and I came here today to shake your spirit awake before it's too late. There are things in this life that 99.99% of people will never understand. But you're different. You've always been different. You see past the noise, feel what others ignore, and carry a light that makes the darkness nervous. But here's the truth. Only 0.01% will see what's really happening, and the real question is, will you be one of them? Spirit warriors, stay with me till the end of this video. We are about to uncover 7 urgent revelations for the chosen ones. 7 spiritual wake-up calls designed to ignite your destiny. You were not made for comfort. You were made for kingdom purpose. God doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the called. And you, chosen one, have been called. As it says in Matthew 22:14, many are called, but few are chosen. This is your burning bush moment, your divine interruption. If your life has been storm after storm, betrayal after betrayal, and yet you're still standing, it's because God is setting you apart. This world doesn't need another influencer, it needs another intercessor. And maybe, just maybe, that's you. Let's begin. Point 1. The spiritual clock is ticking. Chosen ones, in the physical world, time ticks steadily. Seconds turn into minutes, minutes into hours, as if life moves in a straight line. But in the spiritual realm, time is far more fluid, flowing with divine rhythm and perfect orchestration. Imagine God's timing like a grand symphony, where every note, pause, and crescendo is perfectly placed to create a masterpiece. Your journey, your purpose, isn't governed by the clock on the wall, but by this sacred timing. That quiet inner nudge, the call to step up, to change, to grow, is not a suggestion, it's a divine appointment. But here's the catch: delay is a crafty enemy. It disguises itself as harmless pause or simple procrastination. But it's actually spiritual warfare wearing a friendly mask. You might think you're just resting or waiting for the right moment, but each "I'll do it tomorrow" is a step away from your destiny. This delay isn't about laziness or fatigue alone. Sometimes it's the enemy's most effective distraction. He doesn't need to destroy you outright. He just needs to slow your progress. Because remember, delayed obedience is still disobedience in the eyes of the divine. Have you ever noticed those uncanny moments? The persistent wake-up at 3:33 a.m., the sudden urge to fast, or the burning desire to let go of toxic habits? Those aren't coincidences. They're divine signals. God's whisper saying, now is the moment. But we often ignore those whispers, treating them like optional notifications. Funny how we follow Siri's GPS instructions without hesitation, yet hit snooze when our soul's own GPS speaks. We've become more attuned to technology than our own spiritual guidance, and that's how spiritual alignment breaks down, one ignored call at a time. Time isn't your enemy. It's your trainer. It tests your urgency, your readiness. When the race starts, will you sprint or stand tying your shoes? Every moment of hesitation risks missing your moment in the sun. And don't think your choices go unnoticed. Heaven keeps records. Your angels are watching, not to punish, but because you matter deeply. They witness your struggles and your victories, urging you forward. So here's the raw truth. This isn't your someday season. It's your now season. The world needs the awakened, fully aligned, purpose-driven you, not the hesitant, half-hearted version. Don't wait for life to push you. Embrace your calling today before later becomes too late. Your divine symphony is playing. Will you answer the call? Point 2. The illusion of normalcy is breaking down. Chosen ones. Listen up. The matrix is glitching and your spirit knows why. Chosen ones. Pause for a moment and truly observe the world around you. What do you see? Earthquakes shaking continents, wildfires consuming vast forests, social structures unraveling, and a collective anxiety that pulses beneath the surface. In this chaotic spectacle, viral fads replace wisdom, celebrity crises become daily soap operas, and shallow spiritual trends masquerade as enlightenment. The matrix isn't merely cracking, it's glitching, throwing out sparks of falsehood and confusion. And here's the kicker. You're not imagining it. You were meant to sense this disturbance. This glitch is a cosmic alarm, signaling that something fundamental is breaking down. A system designed to keep souls asleep is failing. People everywhere are mistaking surface-level rituals for true spiritual connection. Crystals are venerated like deities, smudging with sage is performed as a magic act, and feel-good mantras flood social media. But where is the grounding in truth? Spirituality has become a commodity, a trend, a superficial bomb that often bypasses the harder work of humility, accountability, and real transformation. You, however, feel an undeniable pull in your soul, a tug that refuses to settle for counterfeit comfort. This is your spirit's way of saying, wake up, see clearly. You weren't born to follow the crowd or succumb to these illusions. As a chosen one, you carry the blueprint to shatter generational curses, social conditioning, and spiritual deception. The widespread sense of fakery isn't a glitch in your perception, it's your soul's magnetic pull toward authenticity, toward alignment with something infinitely real and unshakable, God's truth. The world tempts with shallow waters, empty affirmations, hollow positivity, and trends that sound spiritual but lead nowhere. But you're not meant to wade in shallows. Your calling is to walk on water. This isn't a metaphor for ease or comfort. It's a testament to faith and focus under pressure. Remember Peter from the Bible. His power to walk on water came only when his gaze was fixed on Christ. Once he looked down at the storm beneath, he began to sink. Like Peter, your power is tied to your focus. Your heightened awareness isn't a curse but a beacon. While many chase illusions, you're being positioned for divine purpose. Ground yourself in discernment and refuse the sugar-coated lies cloaked in spiritual jargon. Your mission is to call out distortion, realign the crooked, and reveal what the sacred truly looks like. So, when the noise grows deafening and the world seems like a masquerade, don't numb your senses, heighten them. This glitch in the matrix? It's the sign that you're awakening, and your awakening is the first step toward transforming a fractured world. Point 3. God is speaking louder, but fewer are listening. Spirit warriors, God has been dropping hints all around you, like confetti scattered in the breeze. These divine nudges don't always come as dramatic fireworks or thunderous proclamations. Instead, they often arrive quietly, tucked into the ordinary fabric of your daily life. Whether through vivid dreams, repeating numbers like 1111 or 333, a sudden encounter with an animal, or even a seemingly random conversation, these subtle signs are God's way of communicating with you. The real magic lies in your ability to notice and interpret these gentle messages. Remember the story of Elijah on Mount Horeb, 1 Kings 19:12. After powerful natural disasters, earthquake, wind, and fire, Elijah expected God to appear in a grand spectacle. Instead, God's presence came in a still, small voice, a whisper barely heard unless you were truly listening. This story teaches us that divine guidance rarely screams for attention. It softly calls to those who have tuned their hearts and minds to listen. As spirit warriors, your challenge is to develop that kind of spiritual attunement. In today's world, distractions are everywhere, making it easy to miss the whispers of destiny. The constant ping of notifications, endless scrolling on social media, and binge-watching sessions drown out the subtle voice of God. When your focus is fractured, your spiritual antennae become weak, and you risk missing the very moments designed to guide your purpose. Put down the phone, silence the noise, and pick up the word. Scripture isn't just ancient text. It's a living source of wisdom and direction that helps you align with your true path. God won't shout over your Netflix binge or the latest viral trend. Divine messages require your quiet attention and respect for the sacred space within. When you lower the volume on distractions and raise the frequency of prayer and reflection, you create the perfect environment for God's whispers to reach you. So, spirit warriors, heed the subtle signals. Tune your frequency, quiet your mind, and embrace the stillness. That's where destiny begins. Point 4. Spiritual gifts are activating. Have you noticed your intuition sharpening lately? Maybe you've experienced that uncanny feeling of knowing something before it happens, or dreamed vividly about someone, only to see them the very next day. If so, congratulations, your spiritual gifts are stirring awake. This isn't a coincidence or a sign of madness, it's a calling. You're stepping into a deeper part of yourself that's been quietly waiting for activation. Those known as chosen ones often walk the world as prophets in disguise, healers wrapped in everyday clothes, or lightworkers who don't shy away from a little attitude. Unlike the ordinary, you feel everything intensely because you are wired to operate from the inside out. Your heightened sensitivity to energy, emotions, and even unseen realms is not a flaw, but a profound strength. Studies on intuition suggest that it's our brain's way of processing subtle cues and patterns we might not consciously notice, an internal GPS guiding us toward truth and clarity. However, there's a catch. Spiritual gifts aren't just magical superpowers to be admired from afar. When left unused, these gifts can become burdens, stirring discomfort, restlessness, or confusion. Imagine a muscle that goes unused. Over time, it weakens and aches. The same applies to your spiritual abilities. Without practice and purpose, they can agitate your spirit, making you feel overwhelmed or out of sync. The secret is to use and refine these gifts actively. This isn't about showing off or flexing for attention. It's about serving a higher purpose. Whether it's healing, guidance, empathy, or prophecy, your gifts are tools meant to uplift yourself and those around you. Practice tuning into your intuition through meditation, journaling, or quiet moments alone. Pay attention to recurring dreams or sudden insights. They are clues and messages designed to guide your path. By embracing and developing your spiritual gifts, you step into a life of meaning and power. You transform from someone who merely senses the unseen to a beacon who lights the way for others. So, dear chosen one, don't let your gifts lie dormant. Use them, honor them, and watch as they unlock doors you never thought possible. Point 5. Isolation is preparation, not punishment. You've been wondering why people ghost you, why you feel so misunderstood, why rejection seems to follow you like a shadow. It's easy to take these experiences personally, to think you're being left out or forgotten. But here's a truth that might change your perspective. Rejection isn't a dead end. It's a redirection. To call rejection a punishment is a common misconception. In reality, God doesn't isolate you to break you. He isolates you to prepare you. This quiet season, this time of solitude, isn't a curse or a sentence. It's a sacred boot camp for your destiny. Think of it as spiritual conditioning, where every moment of loneliness is sharpening your character, your faith, and your purpose. History and scripture are full of powerful examples. David, before he became the anointed king of Israel, spent years hiding and tending sheep in the fields, overlooked and underestimated. Joseph, who would later rule Egypt and save nations, was betrayed and thrown into a pit by his own brothers. Jesus himself withdrew into the wilderness for 40 days, facing trials and temptations alone before stepping into his divine mission. None of these giants were exempt from the silence or the solitude. It was a necessary phase for their transformation. So when you feel isolated, remember you're not abandoned, you're being carved out. This quiet season is God's workshop. Like a master sculptor chiseling away at a block of marble, He's shaping you into a masterpiece. It's where weaknesses are turned into strengths and doubts into unshakable faith. Don't despise the quiet season or rush to escape it. It's where your spirit is being sharpened into a warrior's sword, ready to cut through challenges that once seemed impossible. The pain of rejection is temporary, but the preparation it brings is eternal. You're not lost, you're being prepared. The loneliness you feel is just the prelude to your rise. So hold on, chosen one. This silent, tough season is your divine training ground. When the time is right, you'll step out stronger, wiser, and ready to claim the greatness that's been quietly forming within you. Point 6. Divine connections are coming. Spirit warriors, listen up. Your next level connections are already on their way. You've outgrown the old circles that once surrounded you, those same groups that kept your spiritual growth boxed in and limited. It's a natural part of the journey. When you evolve, your tribe must evolve too. If your current relationships don't elevate your spirit or challenge your growth, it's time to let them go. Think of it like pruning a tree, cutting back the branches that no longer serve you so that new, stronger growth can take root. God is about to introduce you to people who truly speak your spiritual language. These aren't just casual friends who nod at your vibe, they're guardians of your energy. They understand the sacredness of your journey and won't allow anything or anyone to dim your light. These divine partnerships are not accidental. They're destiny alignments, kingdom friends sent specifically to walk alongside you, amplify your gifts, and share in your mission. When these people arrive, your energy will feel safer, your purpose clearer, and your growth exponential. However, be warned. Before these genuine connections manifest, the counterfeits will make their appearance. Fake friends, opportunists, and energy vampires often show up first, drawn to your light but not your authenticity. They want to measure your flame, not to support or uplift you, but to see how close they can get without getting burned themselves. It's a test, a spiritual filter, designed to refine your discernment. Discernment is your sharpest weapon during this season. Not everyone who cheers you on is your true cheerleader. Some applause masks envy, hidden agendas, or simple curiosity. Stay prayerful, grounded, and intuitive. Ask God to reveal the true nature of those around you and trust your instincts. This season is about elevation of your spirit, your purpose, and your circle. Stay vigilant, spirit warrior. The right people are coming, and with them, the breakthroughs and blessings you've been waiting for. Prepare yourself to receive and walk boldly into your divine destiny. Point 7. Your legacy is on the line. Chosen one, this isn't just about you. It's about the generations to come. Every decision you make today is more than a personal victory or setback. It's a thread woven into the tapestry of your family's future. The struggles, the pain, the sacrifices, they are not just your burden but a battlefield of generational warfare. This is where your true power lies. As the curse breaker, the one who shatters the chains that bound your ancestors, ensuring your children and their children walk in freedom. Think about Moses, Esther, and Noah, figures who faced overwhelming odds not just for themselves, but for entire peoples. Moses led his people out of bondage. Esther risked everything to save her nation. And Noah built a vessel of hope when no storm was in sight. You embody that same spirit and resolve. You may not see the storm clouds yet, but your intuition, the urgency burning in your chest, is your legacy tapping you on the shoulder, calling you to prepare, to lead, to rise. This isn't a call to comfort or complacency. The world is filled with sleepwalkers, drifting through life without purpose or awareness. But the planet desperately needs spirit warriors, those who stand tall against fear, who fight not with weapons but with faith, courage, and unwavering determination. Your fears are real, but letting them dictate your future means surrendering the destiny you were born to claim. Remember, your path is not solitary. The strength of your ancestors flows through you, and the hope of your descendants depends on your courage today. When fear whispers that you're alone, remind yourself you are the bearer of a legacy far greater than any obstacle. You are not just surviving, you are thriving, breaking curses and building legacies. Don't let fear make you forfeit your future. Instead, rise with the power of those who came before and the hope of those who will follow. The chains end with you, and freedom begins here. Chosen ones, you are running out of time. Not because God wants to scare you, but because He's about to launch you. You are the 0.01% who sees beyond the veil. Who knows that this world is temporary, but your calling is eternal. Wake up, rise up, and don't look back. Spirit warriors, you didn't come this far just to come this far. Stay awake, stay ready, stay chosen. Because the world has had enough noise. It's time for your voice. Only 0.01% will understand this. I hope you're one of them. Amen.